So the party of small government is doing more small government things, like looking to repeal abortion rights amendment that was voted in a direct ballot initiative by Missouri voters. So they want to overturn that and ban abortions in Missouri and insert themselves into your doctor's office. Like, yeah, real small government. Like, it kills me that like Republicans are always small government, small government, small government. Yeah, except for being in your doctor's office, whether you want to watch porn or not, or whether you want to say um, certain words or burn a flag or something. Nope, 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 nope. You can't do that. Can't do that. Like small government. The small government people who are withholding funding from states and schools if they don't ban trans women from competing in women's sports. Like, yeah, just small government things. The 20 trans women in sports in the country. Oh boy. Okay, I digress. There's two stories I want to read, so we're going to start with this one with the great state of Missouri doing Missouri things, and then I want to talk about what's happening in Georgia. We have another horror case of where someone who can't get an abortion is going to have to deal with some pretty terrible stuff. Luckily, I don't think they're going to die or anything this time, but the story is still pretty dark. And when I say die, we've had several cases now from Texas where mothers have died because they had a pregnancy that, for whatever reason, it was going to affect their health and potentially kill them, and they couldn't get any abortions, or because doctors were afraid that they would lose their license and get put in jail, and guess what? They died. Small government, small government. 6 months after Missouri voters approved an abortion rights amendment, Republican state lawmakers on Wednesday approved a new referendum that would seek the amendment's repeal and instead ban most abortions with exceptions for rape and incest. The newly proposed constitutional amendment would go back to voters in November of 2026 or sooner if the Republican Governor Mike Kehoe calls a special election before then. Republican senators used a series of rare procedural moves to cut off discussion by opposing Democrats before passing the proposed abortion rights revision by a 21-11 vote. The measure passed the Republican-led House last month. Yes, focusing on the most important issues, Missouri. Fuck healthcare, fuck a livable wage, screw infrastructure, screw making your state not like a fucking cesspool and broke. Like, yeah, good stuff, good stuff. All due respect to people who may be watching from Missouri. Immediately after the vote, protesters erupted with chants of "Stop the Ban" and were ushered out of the Senate chamber. The Senate then blocked further Democratic debate and gave final approval to a separate measure repealing provisions of a voter-approved law guaranteeing paid sick leave for workers and cost of living increases to the minimum wage. That measure does not go back to the ballot. It will instead become law when signed by Kehoe, who has expressed support for it. Wow. Yeah, like it blows my mind. I get it. Democrats are cringe. Democrats are bad. I get it. But you will never see, and Democrats don't stand for anything. They don't do anything. But you won't see a Democrat actively taking away your rights or just general good things. Like, the worst thing a Democrat can do is just nothing. Republicans get in there and they actively do shit like trying to ban abortion, ban porn, and ban things for workers' rights. Like what we just read, guaranteeing paid sick leave and cost of living increases to minimum wage. You had Texas where they banned like water breaks or whatever for the when it's blistering hot. Like, it's insane. It is insane that people think that Republicans are better than Democrats. I get it. Democrats suck, and I wish I could spend more time criticizing and fighting Democrats, but unfortunately, the Republican Party has lost their goddamn minds. Whew. Okay. Democrats were... after taking the sweeping votes, the Senate, in effect, ended its annual legislative session 2 days ahead of constitutional deadline to wrap up work. Democrats were outraged by the legislative actions and vowed to retaliate by slowing down any Senate work next year. Our rights are under attack, the Democratic State Senator Brian Williams said during a debate. He accused Republicans of trying to overturn the will of the voters. Republicans contend they are simply giving voters a second chance on abortion. What's it matter? Okay, the fun thing is about a lot of these rights and liberties is you can have them, and if you don't like them, you don't have to have them. You don't have to abide by them. You don't like abortion? Okay, I get it. It's against your religion. I get it. I honestly do. But for someone else, it's none of your damn business. None of your damn business. It does not affect you. It should be between the mother and the doctor. Like, I don't know what's so hard to understand about that. Same thing with these fucking weirdos wanting to ban porn. Like, you don't have to watch porn in your household. That's fine. I don't care. But like, Jesus Christ, let me do what I want to do in my own household. That's the biggest thing here. Second chance on abortion. So, you don't ban abortion, guess what? Everyone wins. Everyone wins. It's not forcing you to have abortion, so why does it matter? Oh my God, these people are just pure evil. Abortion is the greatest tragedy in the world right now, the Republican State Senator Mary Elizabeth Coleman said while explaining her efforts to repeal the Abortion Rights Amendment. If someone's fine with taking the life of an innocent, then probably you can justify whatever you want. Some GOP lawmakers said they needed to repeal the paid sick leave requirement, which kicked in on May 1st, because that it was adding costs that threatened the financial viability of small businesses. Republicans had been negotiating with Democrats over an alternative to exempt only the smallest businesses before scraping that and opting for the full repeal. Missouri lawmakers have a history of altering voter-approved policies. They previously tried to block funding for a voter-approved Medicaid expansion and authored changes to voter-approved measures regulating dog breeders and legislative redistricting. Missouri's abortion policies have swung dramatically in recent years. When the U.S. Supreme Court ended a nationwide right to abortion by overturning Roe v. Wade in 2022, it triggered a Missouri law to take effect banning most abortions, but abortion rights activists gathered initiative petition signatures to reverse that. Last November, Missouri voters narrowly approved a constitutional amendment guaranteeing a right to abortion until fetal viability, generally considered sometime past 21 weeks of pregnancy. The amendment also allows later abortions to protect the life or health of pregnant women and creates a fundamental right to reproductive freedom that includes birth control, prenatal and postpartum care, the respectful birthing conditions. So that's pretty much all I wanted to cover from this article. Like, if you support this, if you want to come here and just, like, abortion aside, all the other shit we just read, the overturning the Medicaid expansion, overturning paid sick leave, overturning cost of living increases to the minimum wage, all of that, like, and you still think this party is better for you. You still think this party is better, okay? Like I said, I hate Democrats. Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, I just did a video the other day just blowing up on them and the just general Democratic Party in general. I have a lot of problems with them. But if you are even remotely pragmatic, you can realize that them doing nothing or little changes around the edges is infinitely better than these people actively taking away your rights. From what we just talked about, and all the way to First Amendment, 14th Amendment, like what are we doing? What are we doing? Fifth Amendment, like, from the AP, hospital tells family brain dead Georgia woman must carry fetus to. Hospital tells family brain dead Georgia woman must carry fetus to birth because of abortion ban. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. When I first pulled up this story, I completely read it wrong. I thought the baby, in the womb, was confirmed, it's going to be brain dead, but it's the woman that's brain dead. Okay, sorry. I don't read these articles really beforehand. I normally just skim them at best. I kind of like to have some kind of raw reaction. And there's my reaction. I have dyslexia. A pregnant woman in Georgia who was declared brain dead after a medical emergency has been on life support for 3 months to let the fetus grow enough to be delivered. To move her, family says a hospital told them was required under the state's strict anti-abortion law. With her due date still more than 3 months away, it could be one of the longest pregnancies. Her family is upset that Georgia law that restricts abortion once cardiac activity is detected doesn't allow relatives to have a say in whether a pregnant woman is kept on life support. Georgia's so-called heartbeat law is among the restrictive abortion statutes that have been put in place in many conservative states since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade 3 years ago. Adriana Smith, a 30-year-old mother and nurse, was declared brain dead, meaning she is legally dead. In February, her mother, April Newkirk, told Atlanta TV station WXIA. Newkirk said her daughter had intense headaches more than 3 months ago and went to Atlanta's Northside Hospital, where she received medication and was released. The next morning, her boyfriend woke to her gasping for air and called 911. Moore Universal Hospital determined she had blood clots in her brain, and she was declared brain dead. That's tragic, man. Holy. Oh my God. Newkirk said Smith is now 21 weeks pregnant. Removing breathing tubes and other life-saving devices would likely kill the fetus. Northside did not respond to a request for comment Thursday. Moore Healthcare said it could not comment on an individual case because of privacy rules, but released a statement saying it uses consensus from clinical experts, medical literature, and legal guidance to support our providers as they make individualized treatment recommendations in compliance with Georgia's abortion laws and all other applicable laws. Our top priorities continue to be the safety and well-being of the patients we serve. Georgia's abortion ban. Smith's family says Moore doctors have told them that they are not allowed to stop or remove the devices that are keeping her breathing because state law bans abortion after cardiac activity can be detected, generally around 6 weeks into pregnancy. God damn. The law adopted in 2019 but not enforced until after Roe v. Wade was overturned in 2022. Opening the door to state abortion laws. 12 states are enforcing bans on abortion at all stages of pregnancy, and 3 others have bans like Georgia's that kick in after about 6 weeks. Like the others, Georgia's ban includes an exception if an abortion is necessary to maintain the woman's life. Those exceptions have been at the heart of legal and political questions, including a major Texas Supreme Court ruling last year that found a ban there applies even when there are major pregnancy complications. Smith's family, including her 5-year-old son, still visits her in the hospital. Who has the right to make these decisions? The government. Yeah, that's where we live in. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. Monica Simpson, executive director of Sister Song, the lead plaintiff in the lawsuit challenging Georgia's abortion law, said the situation is problematic. Her family deserved the right to have a decision-making power about her medical decisions, Simpson said in a statement. Instead, they have endured over 90 days of re-traumatization, expensive medical costs, and the cruelty of being unable to resolve and move towards healing. So, who has the right to make these decisions should be very simple. Obviously, I'm no expert in who gets the right to make decisions when a person is, legally dead or brain dead or can't make decisions for themselves. But there is a person, and any and all medical decisions, including this one, should be made between that person and the doctor, and of course, immediate family, whatever. But it should be the person who can make other medical decisions on their behalf and the doctor. It's that simple. It is really that simple. Why is the government here? I'm sorry, but this should be left to the people it affects and the medical experts. The government should just have no right. That's my take on it. I don't need to read all this, because whether you agree with them wanting to terminate, obviously, the pregnancy by obviously taking her off life support, whether you agree with that or not, it shouldn't matter what you think. It should matter what the family thinks, what the decision maker thinks, in conjunction with the actual medical experts. Like I said, no one's forcing you to have an abortion if there are no abortion laws. That's just called freedom and personal choice and liberty. I really don't want to hear, but it's a human life. I'm not entertaining that argument right now, okay? I'm just not. Person or immediate family in this case, and doctor. That's it. Small government. I thought we were about small government and freedom, but that's... Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I will see you in the next one. If you made it to this point in the video, I just want to give a special thank you. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button down below, and if you really enjoyed it, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button while you're down there. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. I will try to reply to any and all comments that I can. Until next time, watch that video on screen.